my Libras, you have the Ace of Cups, the Seven of Swords, the Magician, King of Swords, Page of Cups, Queen of Cups, Nine of Pentacles, the Three of Swords, the Strength, and the Wheel of Fortune. So, okay, so what I'm seeing here for you, Libras, is that the Ace of Cups, the Seven of Swords, and the Magician is about, a lot of you Libras are kind of, upset about not being a little bit more ruthless with your time, right? Being a little bit more judgmental with your time, and not necessarily seeing a person who's essentially being a con artist to you when you should have. You were trying to, even if you weren't necessarily trying to get to know somebody, maybe you were getting to know somebody fairly recently, and you have the Seven of Swords, which is them basically being, charming or whatnot, right? And they're bringing this Ace of Cups, so this one big cup, this chalice, where it's more so about how they're interested in being with you. And maybe this is from the past, honestly. This is from the distant past. And you Libras are very much so single. But right now, a lot of you Libras are just going down memory lane and thinking about how this is a difficulty. This could even be something that's happening right now. But regardless of whether it's happening right now or in the past, the point is that a lot of you Libras are still very much so kicking yourselves, because the Magician is about you thinking about what you could have did and what you should have did, right? And that's okay, because you're learning the lessons. It's just that the next time when you see somebody who is a weirdo, just don't talk to them anymore. You know what I mean? Just cut them off. Don't say anything to them. And then you have the King of Swords and the Page of Cups. The King of Swords and the Page of Cups is be ruthless, but don't be so ruthless to the point where it ends up making you delusional, right? Where you start disqualifying people or start overly being judgmental of people, right? Based off of stupid things, the way that they tie their shoes, you know what I mean? Their skin tone is not light enough, it's not dark enough, all that nonsense that doesn't really have anything to do with it, all these pigeonholes. And the pigeonholes is how it is that that somebody likes you, but they got to find something wrong with you. So you Libras really want to pay attention to you not doing that yourselves, because you don't want to end up being a hypocrite, right? So other than that, though, there is an emphasis on wanting to fix your mistakes, which is a very good thing, because it means that you Libras are coachable. It means that you can learn from your mistakes, right? Which means that you're already on the first step to actually fixing your mistakes that you've had in the past, of making that a habit where, somebody comes in and tells you that they like you. Maybe even it's a windfall of feelings, right? Where they love bomb. Yeah, I love you, all this other type of stuff. And then the next thing they turn out to be a swindler, a hustler, a person that's just running game, right? And then now you hear like this. Now you're here a little bit more hardened, because now you're thinking to yourself, oh my gosh, I should have did this. I should have did that. Why am I so stupid? Why do I keep falling for this? And it's not that you Libras are stupid. No, Libra is not stupid at all. What it is that a lot of y'all just have to understand that you are ruled by Venus, and Venus is the planet of love. But Venus is also...
I'll be okay with that.
Okay, with who?
Them.
The church going?
Yeah.
Okay. Hold on.
No, they're not coming.
Okay. My mom got some church going individuals. Okay. These new friends that my mom done got from the church, but whatever. Sorry about that. Excuse me. But a lot of you Libras, like I said, there's always some stuff going on. But a lot of you Libras have to understand that since that's the case, you're in a particular situation where you have to understand that you're ruled by Venus. And Venus is the planet of love. But love can also be a very tricky game. This is why Venus and Mercury are the exact they don't get along with each other, because they're very much so in love with each other, right? Like Mercury Mercury, aka Hermes, and Aphrodite are very much so in love with each other, right? But they can't be with each other because they understand each other's games and tricks. You understand? Because Hermes, aka Mercury, is a trickster. Virgo and Gemini is very much so a trickster figure in their own right. But so is Libra, so is Taurus, right? So, and it also represents getting games and tricks played on you as well, if you're not very careful. So this is part of the reason why a Libra, a Taurus, a Virgo, a Gemini has to be kind of a swindler a little bit. Not necessarily because they're trying to swindle other people, but because you have to know the games in order for you to subvert them and get out when it's time for you to get out, or depending on who you are, play those games and beat the person at playing games. You understand what I'm saying? So it's not that a lot of you Libras are stupid. What it is that you need to be more aware, and you need to know what time it's best for you to get out of the situation. But a lot of you Libras are staying in it just a little bit too long. And that's the situation what has you kind of bouncing in between extremes of, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and try, but at the same time, how can I be ruthless and how can I protect myself and protect my time that I spent trying to get to know other people? And then you have the Queen of Cups, right? The Queen of Cups is about, you can still care, you can still get to know people and stuff like this, but the Nine of Pentacles is also about just remember who you are and remember what your purpose is. You should not be taking so much time out of your day slacking off to hang out with a person. You need to, what you got to do, my dear Libras, is that a lot of y'all got to put yourselves in a position and have a mindset where you're still able to handle your priorities. And then when you're finished with your priorities and you have time to relax and you want to, then you engage with a significant other. You're not supposed to be, soon as you get a potential, even a potential significant other, you start foregoing or forgetting about your responsibilities. And you're like, oh, okay, I don't really care. It is what it is, blah, blah, blah. So the Three of Swords represents, that's how it is that you're going to end up getting hurt. Because you will end up forgetting about your responsibilities, and you will end up making everything based upon what that person is doing, what the relationship is about. You don't want to do that. The Strength and the Wheel of Fortune, represents this being a situation for a lot of you where this is where it is that you got to hold on to your own identity. You know what I mean? And don't get absorbed into the other person like that. Because again, healthy, Jordan Peterson said himself that a healthy relationship, people should not be living together. You know what I mean? But people should not be living together before they get married. People should not be living together in general, really. And I'm gonna show the video of that in the comment section if the video is still up on YouTube. But I'm gonna show the video of that. People should not be living together really like that, as far as people who are supposed to be as a couple. Because what it is that a healthy relationship is really about the two of you maintaining your identities and your own differences, while at the same time understanding that when y'all are together, you understand that the two of you have differences and the two of you have similarities, and learning how to make a peaceful interaction between the two, even though you have egos, similarities, differences, Because when it comes to similarities, it's easy for you to get along with somebody who shares something in common with you. But what happens when a person has their own differences? How are you and this other person going to problem solve? You see what I'm saying? So now this brings a whole new perspective into the equation, where a lot of times why relationships can't work is because a lot of people don't know how to problem solve, because they don't want to. They want to have the problems. And this is where the issues are, because Libra, the air signs represent, well, I should say more so specifically Libra. Libra is about peace. This is why it's represented by the justice scales. Libra is about peace, learning how to stop fighting in exchange for diplomacy, in exchange for learning how to understand it's love, truth, peace, freedom, justice, equality, right? These are all Libran things, by the way. This is Libra, right? Which is Moorish. You understand what I'm saying? So, but see, and then when all those principles don't work, then you go to war, then you fight, then you disagree, then you bump heads, then there's conflict. You understand? Because everything else has been exhausted. All of your other resources have been exhausted. So it doesn't necessarily have to be you come down now with these strict set of laws upon yourself, these draconian laws of, nah, I got to treat people like this, I got to do that, I got to do that. You just have to be more attentive to what's going on and leave just before or way before someone is, you know, they try to pull the rug from up underneath you and they start showing you a whole new face, right? So let's clarify the Wheel of Fortune. You have the Three of Wands, Four of Pentacles, right? The Nine of Swords, and the Four of Cups. So the Three of Wands and the Four of Pentacles represents this being a situation for you where the Three of Wands is about how a lot of you Libras should be looking towards the future, when you should be looking towards the future just in general. You shouldn't even be worried about these goofy individuals running around trying to play games and waste your time. They're wasting their own, they really waste a piece of your time, but the person that they're hurting the most is really at the core of it themselves, because they waste them. Out of everybody's time, they waste the most. They waste their own time the most, really, because that's all it is that they do all day long. So you should really be looking towards the future. Then you have the Four of Pentacles, and maintain that level of integrity as to who you are. Don't deviate on that, because a lot of times that's why a lot of people end up breaking down. You break down because you don't have a self-identity anymore, because you don't know who you are, because you get so absorbed in what they got going on. The Nine of Swords and the Four of Cups now represents, and this will stop a lot of the worrying, right? The Four of Cups is that, you know, for you Libras who have this worrying about what happens the next time when you got to approach somebody, you just do the same thing that I was suggesting to you to do in this video. You know, get to know them. Don't really care so much about the rules. Be decent, but if they start acting like they stupid, leave them alone. So that's pretty much it. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share the video. I'm trying to make my YouTube channel grow to 10,000 subscribers by the end of June. Right now, we have 6,900 subscribers. Thank you all so much. I really appreciate it. Smash the subscribe button, smash that like button, hit that notification bell, set that notification bell to all so you can be notified whenever I drop my videos.